I started taking control, simply just frustrated. I saw a lot of good people, who they couldn't get their freedom. It was like talented, they got a gift, they got great ideas, but they just couldn't make it happen. I was like, it's a disconnect, and I'm tired of seeing good people stuck in jobs they shouldn't be in. And so I was like, you know what? I need to do an event that's not necessarily the hype E, the motivational E, but the E that started from the bottom. You got to give them those principles. Like, you talk about the hype stuff and the internal stuff and the spiritual stuff, but you're not really talking about like the tangibles. Like, what did you do to take your voice, and to turn it into income?
My experience here has been breathtaking, phenomenal. Like, he has given so many tools, as well as his associates, that we can actually possess and put towards our future, as well as our careers and our businesses.
And so I'm bringing people who have had the experience that the people who are coming have. And what's that experience, Eric? Their parents were probably not entrepreneurs. They don't have startup capital. They don't have a network. I'm bringing people who've been there, done that, and who didn't cry, moan, and complain, but did what they had to do to get to that next level.
You have to follow principles. There's a system that you need to follow, one. And two, you need a team. So listen, if you're thinking about this, stop being like me 2 years ago and stop trying to do it on your own, and look to be a part of something, a movement that definitely is going to get you to the next level.
Make sure that you are here at Take Control at a city near you or not near you. Just get on a plane. There's people here from all around the country. I'm from the other side of the country. Get here, get yours, and take control of your life or your business. Man, let's go.
I want you to ask yourself this question, because you have accomplished a lot. But I want to ask you this question: what will your legacy be?
Today we have the pleasure of having Dr. Eric E.T. Thomas speak to North Region Elite 8 principals.
You don't change a culture by osmosis. You change a culture by being very intentional and deliberate.
Every now and then we need to hear words that encourage us.
No organization can rise above the level of its leadership. And so I just need you to look at your leadership from a scale of 1 to 10 and really ask yourself, what are you doing to take care of yourself? I think we made some leeway in terms of them thinking deeper about what leadership is and how they can be a little bit more intentional and deliberate about using leadership as a tool, to impact academic engagement. So you got to get to a point where you don't have to talk to your teachers and force them to. You walk in the building, they should know from month to month you're getting better. So I'm asking, what's that one more thing you could do, that one more shot that can take your school district to a whole other level? And that's what I'm trying to get them to see, that, yep, you are great, you are phenomenal, but what's the gap? And let's bridge that gap. I went from being a high school dropout, almost being locked up in prison, to I demand now, if I do a corporate or an NFL, NBA, I demand at least $50,000 an hour.
He's so relatable. He did such a fantastic job, and not only giving the kids motivation and inspiration, but also sharing with them his life and how he made it from unfavorable circumstances.
I need you to understand that education is the gateway, that this is the way out.
We have been a fan of his work and used many of his video clips to motivate our students in the last couple of years. So we were so excited to be able to connect with him and to get him to come and speak to our students.
Somebody throw a test in front of you, now all of a sudden you ain't hardcore no more. I need you to go to the test, like what?
He shared a different message with our students, basically telling them to stay resilient, to foster grit, but most of all, everything that's attached to their name, they should want to be stellar.
So many of these children are not used to consistency. So many of these children are used to people, letting them down. And I just think they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. When you leave, do me a favor, make the rest of your life the best of your life. Thank you guys so much for your time.
By the end of this commercial, 2 students will have dropped out of high school. This means that by the end of a simple workday, at least 7,000 teenagers will have made a decision that will change the trajectory of their entire life. At least 50% of these teens may have made a different decision. if they understood the value of their education and its connection to life goals.
Life is change, but growth is optional. So for those of you who watched us over the last 10 years, like you've seen growth in action. So we started with the TGIM in the backyard. And from there you saw us go to colleges and universities all across this great nation. From there, voiceover work and commercials. And then the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball. And then corporate America. And just when we thought we had reached our highest level, our ministry traveled throughout the world. Yeah, we went global. And so here we are again with another opportunity for growth, a new growth. We believe that our purpose and our calling is to go back to our schools throughout this nation and help our babies understand the value of education.
When I met Dr. Thomas the first day, he asked us, what's your why? And I have 860 whys, aged from 4 to 10 years old, and they are my why.
I grew up across the water in Sheffield. Like if stuff like this would have had, like it would save a whole bunch of people.
My son came home and said, hey mama, I met ET, you know that man that you listen to all the time? I met him in the hallway. So that's really big for them to have positive African-American men showing them that they could be more than what they see is a great experience, and I thank God for it.
School Days is systemically working to close the achievement gap and address attendance and engagement issues nationwide. Currently, the program has been documented to have successfully increased student attendance, character development, and engagement, as well as increasing teacher morale and increasing parent and community involvement. 7,000 students walking away from their education every day is unacceptable. That's 7,000 people who could have been teachers, doctors, lawyers, political figures, or successful entrepreneurs. That's 7,000 lives that may have chosen differently if they knew the connection between education and life goals.
It's our purpose to go back to our K-12 schools across this great country and encourage our young people to take their education serious. Like they've lost the value of education. I was once one of those 7,000. And so ET needs you, right? Not only do I need your support, think about it. You legitimately have the opportunity to help support and produce the next Eric Thomas.
Change a life today and go to schooldaysfoundation.org and click donate.